talking, the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This that LeVar Walker Show. Turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this that LeVar Walker Show. Oh yeah, you turn scars into skits, old wounds into bits. Every calling, every friend feels like Sunday once again. From the grind to the glow up, glass half empty, you pour more up. You take the weight we hold below and lift it on the LeVar Walker Show. This that LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This that LeVar Walker Show. Turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this that LeVar Walker Show. Hey, some days heavy, some days light. You still find a way to make it feel alright. When the world's too loud, when the bill's too high, I press play, hear your voice, and I remember why. This that LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry.
We are back. We are back and bigger than ever. Welcome to the greatest show on the face of the earth. We in the building at the LeVar Walker Show podcast. Turn up, pop a drink, do whatever. Let me know you guys can hear me before we start our session today, because this isn't just a show. This is always a community meeting, just like my comedy shows. And shout out to everybody that came to see me in Arlington, Virginia. Arlington, Virginia. Sunday was a vibe. 35 tickets were sold. I'm not mad at that, but the people came out. We showed love. We fellowshipped. And if you did not come to that show, I posted I did probably 2 hours, but it's up on my YouTube page. Shout out to all my new YouTube subscribers. I hope you guys are enjoying that particular show. But we are here in the building, man, and we're going to just start this off with the tragic story of Karmelo Anthony, who has just been found guilty of murder and was sentenced to 35 years. This is a rather unfortunate circumstance where the young man, they say it was self-defense. However, the jury found him guilty, and it was not a jury of his peers. This is a case of a young black child in Texas who stabbed a white child in Texas with an all-white jury, white judge, white DA, white district attorney, and the young brother had a black defense attorney, and it was stacked against him. Now, everybody's been playing a little bit of political football with this, and they're not. Look, 2 children's lives are gone due to this, and it's tragic. And as a black person, I tried to be as objective about this as possible without saying the obvious, because it's too easy to say, well, I'm black and this is this and it's unfair. It was too easy, but I couldn't find any evidence that would go against that. And this is Exhibit A. I'm going to show y'all something. This is Exhibit A. So this is 2 tales. One is Casey Allison, 17. He stabbed his classmate, not guilty of murder. Received 10 years. I know y'all can't see that. Let me see if I can. Y'all can't really. Let me take the banner off. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. So you got two standards of justice. And listen, please chime in. White people, black people, chime in. So we got two standards of justice here. Casing Allen, who was 17, not guilty of murder. I guess he got 10 years. And Carmelo Anthony, who is guilty, was stabbed classmate, guilty of murder, 35. So if somebody can explain this to me, and I don't know what political stance you take, but just explain it to me. Because I only see one difference in this, and that difference is that he was white. One is white and one is black. That's what I'm seeing. And I want to also say to our children, please to the young black males, this system of justice is unfair to us. It's just what it is. If you can, please walk away. Walk away from any don't make a split second decision which can cause your life to end up like this. Just walk away. Just walk away. Because there are two standards of justice. I'm sorry. I get it. But look, Mr. Inappropriate, look, don't bring and I agree. I agree with that. We're gonna heat this up too. So let's look at the case of Case and Allison. Let's look at the case. Let's see what this is. Because this is just a picture that I grabbed. And so I'm gonna look at the case of Case and Allison and see what actually happened. I'm about to pull it up. Okay, let's just ask Gemini. Shit, I ain't gotta do all this research. What were the facts in the case of Case and Allison? Mhm. So we're gonna pull that up. Let me pull this up right now. Share this screen with you guys. Mhm. Okay, so this is a case of Case and Allison. The case of Case and Allison centers around a fatal stabbing that occurred at Belton High School in Belton, Texas on May 3rd, 2022, resulting in a complex and highly debated legal outcome. Here are the key facts and timeline of the case. What happened on the morning of May 3rd, 2022, a physical confrontation broke out in a boys' bathroom at Belton High School between 18-year-old senior Kason Tyler Allison and 18-year-old senior Jose Luis Ramirez, referred to as Joe Ramirez. During the altercation, Allison stabbed Ramirez with a knife. The defense later described the event as a 5-on-1 confrontation inside the locked bathroom, asserting that Allison was struck first, was a victim of bullying, and acted out of fear and self preservation. Conversely, testimonies from other witnesses indicated ongoing tension between the two, including an allegation that Ramirez had previously pulled a gun on Allison after a prom party, and testimony from Ramirez's ex-girlfriend claiming Allison had expressed wanting to put Ramirez on life support. Following the stabbing, Allison fled the campus, prompting an immediate school lockdown. He was located and arrested by police off campus about 20 minutes later. Ramirez was rushed to Baylor Scott and White Medical Center, where he later died from his injuries. Oh boy, I gotta sneeze. Allison was initially indicted on murder charges under multiple theories, including felony murder tied to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The trial concluded in late April 2025. The jury was given the option to convict on murder, manslaughter, or the lesser offense of criminally negligent homicide. The jury acquitted Allison of both murder and manslaughter, rejecting the state's argument that he acted with intent to kill or with reckless disregard for life. On April 29th, 2025, the jury found Allison guilty of criminally negligent homicide, determining that he failed to perceive the substantial risk that his actions will cause death during the chaotic encounter. The sentencing controversy, the primary legal battleground shifted during the sentence phase, which was handled by District Judge Wade Faulkner. Deadly weapon finding about 2 weeks after the jury dismissed murder charges, prosecutors filed a notice seeking a deadly weapon finding. Judge Faulkner reviewed the evidence and independently ruled that a deadly weapon had been used. Under Texas law, a standard conviction for criminally negligent homicide carries a maximum penalty of 2 years in state jail facility. After the judge's enhancement finding expanded the penalty bracket. On June 23rd, 2025, Judge Faulkner sentenced Allison to the maximum possible enhanced term of 10 years. So I'm guessing, so I did post this, and what I'm doing, guys, is reading this because this picture is going around. He stabbed classmate, not guilty, murder, stabbed, guilty of murder. So this is floating around. So it's not necessarily because one is white and one is black. And two, in this case, because I want to be straight in the middle. I'm not even trying to be racist or racial bait, but however, black people in these positions, we have an uphill battle. It's just what it is, you know. It's just what it is. I know white people go come on, oh, don't bring a knife to me. I get it, but it's really an uphill battle. And really this is just to tell the youth, listen, if you can, at all means, please just, if you see trouble coming, go the opposite way, leave, walk away, man. Because this is really sad. Carmelo's parents bought a house. Is that true? I don't, if that, is that true? And two, if any of y'all are attorneys, I would love to hear your take on this particular case to chime in. Please chime in. Mhm. Let's see. Carmelo's parents bought a house. Let me see. Oh, I can start dictation. No, not now. Let's see. They bought a house. Yeah, that's not true. Carmelo Anthony's parents did not buy a house. The property following his release on bond for the murder of Austin Metcalf, the family relocated to and began renting and estimated they rented a home in a gated community for roughly $3,500 a month. So that's debunked. They did not buy a house. So you heard all the jurors were white, but does it matter? I talked to one of my fraternity brothers who happens to be a criminal lawyer, and he did tell me this, and I'm gonna tell the community this. Uh, I don't know the jury selection in this particular case, but it's very important that us as black people, we sign up for jury duty, right? And I get it because I don't ever want to go to jury duty, but it's very, very important just so there's some representation there and we can understand a little bit in depth of what's going on. So it's very, very important. So, yeah, I got some more too. Let's just look. Let's just look here. Shout out to you guys. And please, man, if y'all know my website, LeVarWalker.me, please go on there and sign up for my email list. Because I've been emailing, like when I do a show or something and I post it on YouTube, I send out an email so y'all can check that out. But let's see what we got here. Got a couple things pulled up. Make sure this is on main stereo. So you don't chat. Let's take a look.
Allowed not one. It showed very clearly that a black boy was allowed not one black soul on a jury. An all white jury convicted him in 2 to 3 hours. We know that they did not prove their case. They are currently sentencing Karmelo Anthony, but we know that the Next Generation Action Network put the first $10,000 towards an appellate attorney. And we will fight Collin County like hell. I respected this process. I allowed and called for peace in this process. But Black America should be very upset about what went on today. Now, before all of the internet lawyers and before all of the interpretation of the situation, I'm only an advocacy leader. I'm not an attorney. I can only help families be able to navigate these processes when they find themselves in this type of situation. I can only allow lawyers to be what they are, lawyers. I can't instruct them. I can't stop them from doing anything. I have to respect the process just like anybody else. But what we saw today was flawed, unjust, and I ask that the community continue to pray for the Anthony family. I do not speak for them, but I know that the Next Generation Action Network will be here as support. My heart hurts right now because an ignorance of the law was done here today. Clear. We posted the jury instructions. And right now, what we are seeing is a travesty. It lets us that Black lives do not matter in the criminal justice system. It lets us know that we are not going to be afforded the same laws as anybody else. And I give a damn about nobody that feels like I'm playing the race card here. For 400 years, our people have been at the liberty and have had to suffer at the liberty of these laws. I'm speaking facts because that blood of slavery is in my blood, not your blood. And it's not for you to look at me and say, I'm playing the race card. I'm just a black man living in America. The fact supports that. You say I'm upset? Hell yeah, I'm upset. I respected this process. But we're going to fight like hell to make sure that Collin County know that Karmelo Anthony is not going to go away. I want to thank all of the people who traveled across this country, to all of the media's community supporters and people who have taken Karmelo Anthony as their own baby. I salute you. I thank you. And we got work to do. Thank you and God bless.
Let me see what we got coming in. Shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Okay. So this Kimbo Nice. From what the news reports were saying, 3 black jurors were teachers and were disqualified for conflict of interest. The rest was saying wild stuff like, I can't convict a black man of murder. Interesting. He murdered someone that got what he deserves. Every decision have consequences. He need to hold his head up and take his dues. Interesting. Texas justice moves fast. His parents failed him in emotional control. Okay. Clown. I don't know if you're talking to me. I just want to say ping or lock. I'm just trying to go over it because I really don't have all the details. It was just something that crossed my mind that I wanted to talk about. So, and I am a clown. I'm actually a comedian. You can check me out. I just dropped a new special on YouTube. You can go check that out at LeVar Walker TV, which is what you're watching me on. But thank you. He killed someone. Yeah, we do need to pray for both families. So yeah, because both people have lost a child, which is, oh God, the pain of that. I just, ugh. Centers the same day. Yeah, it was pretty obvious. Let's move on. Wow, bullshit. Bunch of low IQ, easy to manipulate clowns. His parents failed him just like you can't. Now, come on, now, G Money. You can't compare the boy to no motherfucking Jeffrey Dahmer. That now. This is just a very poor, piss poor analogy. To act like the boy was going around town eating whites, eating white people, or eating white men is just ridiculous. That's a dumb ass analogy. And you need to go on the timeout for that, sir. Pray for the Anthony family for not teaching that boy that pushing should not be leading to a stabbing. I had a dream they taught him. Okay. And everybody's entitled to their opinion here. People forget the defense picks the jury too and can object to whoever. It doesn't have anything to do with the system. Great. That was interesting. On a mission TV, murder means intent. He didn't intend to kill a kid. It was one poke, and Metcalf's parents failed him in emotional control. Mind your business, stay alive. And that's a interesting point because I'm just like, and if anybody could explain this to me, please explain this. Why take a knife to a track meet? Right. Like, please, I'm ignorant. I just want to know. I'm not trying to be divisive or polarizing here. Just why take a knife with you to a track meet? That's all I want to know. Self-defense was not met. Lord have mercy. You got to be tried by a jury. Your peers. Race card denied. This is, woo. Y'all going in. Let me see it this way. If black people are having children, I tell their children the truth about the system, why your children like Karmelo Anthony. Yeah, I mean, listen. In Texas, you black, you kill a white person, your ass cooked. It's really that simple. It's really that simple, man. Really, really sad. This is just a sad and tragic story, guys. The pain of the parents. Oh, let me see this.
Now sharply dividing the community.
Because look, I'm in discovery with this, guys, just like y'all. So let's see.
The case making national headlines tonight, the emotionally charged murder trial in Texas. A 19-year-old high school track star now accused of fatally stabbing a 17-year-old from a rival team during a track meet. The case now sharply dividing the community. And here's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, day one in a trial that has deeply divided a Dallas suburb and made national headlines. Karmelo Anthony, now 19, charged with first-degree murder in the stabbing death of 17-year-old fellow athlete Austin Metcalf after a confrontation at a track meet last year.
Can you be en route for the stabbing? Kirkendall Stadium press box. It's going to be a student athlete.
Prosecutors called it a sneak surprise attack, showing the jury grainy surveillance of the bleachers where it all happened that rainy morning after Anthony sat under a tent belonging to Metcalf's team. Austin's twin brother Hunter was there.
He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stopped it and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move."
And prosecutors say when Metcalf tried moving Anthony, he pulled out a knife. Metcalf's last words, "I've been stabbed," before he died in his brother's arms. But Anthony's defense arguing he acted in self-defense, reacting in a split second of fear, chaos, saying after he defended himself with the knife, he ran. He didn't stab again. He dropped the knife. The case fueling debate and racial tension. Metcalf's father has insisted it's not about race. Both families have faced threats.
To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out.
Tonight, one civil rights organization voicing outrage that there are no Black jurors deciding Anthony's fate. And David, Karmelo Anthony was 17 at the time. He is being tried as an adult. If convicted, he faces 5 years up to life in prison. David?
Morgan Norwood reporting. Morgan, thank you.
I mean, I guess they couldn't you know, and looking at that, they couldn't prove self-defense in this case. Self-defense was not proved. Self-defense would have to be, if you have to use deadly force, you have to prove that, like, they would have to show that this boy was being beat, attacked, and that was like literally the last resort. If Karmelo was pushed by this young man and Karmelo stabbed him, I'm not saying I don't believe he stabbed him to intentionally kill him. However, he did die. And that should be more so a manslaughter charge, I would think, right? I'm no attorney here. So, you know, we got to learn how to, you got to learn how to walk away too, man. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. So sad. Let me remove this. I was listening to did he know the kid? Let's Google that. Did Karmelo know the kid? Did he know Metcalf? I thought it was a situation of this young boy being bullied or something, and they didn't know each other. So they didn't even know each other? If they look now, hold on. If they didn't know each other, so the white kid just asked him to move and he stabbed him. Hey, man, I don't know what y'all want me to say. Because that white boy could have easily been my child or one of our child. So I don't, you know. Yeah, I really don't know. Let me see. And I appreciate y'all rocking out with me because we just vibing, trying to figure this all out. Let me see what this is.
All right. All right, come on now. Just follow back behind us. Just stay close, okay? Yes, sir.
Karmelo, do you have anything that you'd like to say, Karmelo? Do you have anything that you'd like to say to the victim, to the family of the victim? Why were you armed, sweetheart? Carmelo, why were you armed at school? Explain your self-defense. How is this self-defense?
Excuse me.
Carmelo, is there anything you want to say to the community that's donated?
He is scared, man. This is woo, boy. This is something, man. Could y'all imagine going through this shit with your team? Oh my gosh. I just want to know, could somebody no look? Could somebody explain to me why he had the knife at the game? Now somebody just said something in the chat here. Who said this? Everybody that carries pocket knife isn't walking around intending to stab them. Y'all sound dumb as hell. You just have it in case you need it for something. It doesn't have much. Well, I'm gonna say this on the Mission TV. I feel what you're saying, but I could see more of an old man carrying a pocket knife, but teens don't typically carry pocket knives in 2026. Let's just keep it a bean. Like, teens don't typically carry pocket knives unless maybe he was a fisherman or some shit. Like, it's so weird. I just hate this for him, you know? 35 years since will possibly being paroled in 20. Woo, Lord. Mm, mm, mm. You keep see this, that's so right. Blacks, you know how many black people are happy this boy in jail, dumbass. Yeah, you say dumb shit. It's not about, I'm trying to do this as objective as possible, but you grouping all black people, all the blacks. Like, shut the fuck up. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if Gemini can pull that up. Let's see. Let's pull up the actual evidence. All right, here we go. Let's go over the evidence. Let's just go over hardcore evidence, black and white. All right. I see y'all popping off in the chat. Hold on, let's go. All right. The murder trial of 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony in Collin County, Texas, centered on the tragic April 2nd, 2025 fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf. Okay, number one, video and audio evidence. The jury reviewed stadium surveillance video that captured the entire confrontation. It showed the physical dispute, the stabbing, Anthony dropping the knife as he ran, and coaches subsequently stopping him from leaving the stadium. Okay. The defendant's own words. A responding officer testified that right after being arrested and described as an alleged suspect, Anthony explicitly stated, "I'm not alleged. I did it." Officers also noted he was crying hysterically and saying he was protecting himself. This is hardcore evidence, guys. 911 call and physical items. The prosecution played a frantic 911 call from a track coach trying to keep Metcalf breathing and presented Metcalf's blood-stained jacket to the jury. Okay. Now, here are eyewitness testimonies. Because the incident took place in front of numerous high schoolers, multiple student witnesses took the stand. Prompting of the fight. Multiple student witnesses under the Memorial High School tent testified that Anthony, who ran for Centennial High School, was asked to leave their tent up to 15 times during a rain delay. So let's go back over that again. This is just key. This is key evidence, eyewitness testimony from this. So the multiple student witnesses under the Memorial High School tent, it's a different tent, testified that Anthony, who ran for Centennial High School, was asked to leave their tent up to 15 times during a rain delay. That's number one. Number two, verbal altercation. The 16-year-old student testified that Anthony refused to leave, cursing at the students and saying, "I'm not leaving, fuck you all." Witnesses testified that Anthony repeatedly warned, "Touch me and see what happens. Touch me and find out," while keeping his hand concealed inside his backpack. Okay, we're not going to go off feelings or race. We're just going to get right to the evidence. This is eyewitness testimony. Number one, he had a knife. Number two, he was in a place he shouldn't have been in. Number three, he was in a place where he was told to leave. He did not leave. So these are three things. Physical escalation. Witnesses from both sides agreed that Austin Metcalf eventually approached the seated Anthony and made physical contact, with testimony describing it as Metcalf putting a hand on Anthony's shoulder as a warning or shove to get him to leave. One of Anthony's teammates testified that immediately after the stabbing, Anthony was distraught and repeating, "I told him not to touch me." Based on this evidence, guys, I'm sorry to say, this does not sound like a case of it's self-defense in a sense, but it's like he was the aggressor. You go into place, fuck y'all, I ain't leaving. Touch me, see what happens. The kid approaches him, asks him to leave, and he stabs the kid. We have to look at this in black and white. Okay. Medical evidence. Autopsy finding. Colon County Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Elizabeth Ventura testified regarding the graphic details of the injury. She stated that Metcalf suffered a gaping 2 to 2.5 inch deep stab wound that pierced his sternum and went straight into the right ventricle of his heart. I want to show y'all something. If I have it, hold on. Damn. I don't have thought I had my tape measure up here. But we talking 2 inches? What is that? That's like that. Is that about 2 inches? It's pretty deep. I don't know. What's 2 inches? That 2 inches? Okay. The weapon. The prosecution displayed the weapon used in the killing. While misinformation on social media initially claimed Anthony used a harmless multi-tool or a cleat sharpener, prosecutors debunked this accord by presenting a 5-inch fixed blade knife. That's not a pocket knife. That's a fixed. The knife. That's like this screwdriver. You see how you can't move it? It's already there. That's crazy. A police officer noted that while carrying the knife did not violate Texas state law for a 19-year-old, it especially broke Frisco ISD school policy. So he doesn't even have a pocket knife. He has a knife, a dagger that's fixed. key factors in the verdict. The defense chose not to put Karmelo on the stand. They didn't want to put him on the stand. They chose not to put Karmelo on the stand and testify in his own defense. They argue self-defense based on physical disparities. Metcalf was 50 to 60 pounds heavier than Anthony and standing over him while Anthony was seated. However, the prosecution successfully argued that Anthony used lethal force against non-lethal force, a push, shoulder grab, and acted as the primary verbal aggressor by provoking the encounter. During the sentencing phase, the defense attempted to argue sudden passion, acting out of a split-second surge of terror to reduce the sentence guideline, but the jury rejected delivering a 35-year sentence. I'm sorry to say, guys, this is it's a clear and cut case, man. I can't find anything in here that would tell me otherwise, based on witness testimony, based on a fixed blade knife in the bag, not a fold out knife. I would give him I would give a young brother the benefit of the doubt if he had a pocket knife with like a screwdriver on it or a can opener or whatever. I would give him that. That's not there. So I'm sorry. We looked at the evidence, and shout out to the person in the chat that asked me to look up the key evidence, dude. This case is cut and dry, guys. It's unfortunate. It's just too much. You know what I mean? I thought like maybe this is what I thought, because I didn't even talk about this because I didn't really do due diligence in this case. And I didn't really know what was going on. But I was thinking, and I was just under the assumption that this black child was being bullied by these two white boys. And, you know, he was under a tent and the two white boys showed up like, hey, get your fucking ass out of our tent, and just started beating him. And then he stabbed him. But that's just not the case, bro. I'm sorry. That's just not the case, guys. I don't know how y'all want to frame it or whatever, but I'm just going by step. I'm reading the facts, and these are the facts of the case as it stands. So I really don't know what to say. In this particular instance of this picture that's going around, this shit is totally debunked. This kid, Casey Allison, was in the bathroom with 5 guys jumping on him. So he was getting his ass kicked in a closed-in bathroom where he couldn't escape. Karmelo went under a tent that he wasn't supposed to be at, was asked to leave 15 times, told everybody, fuck off. Somebody came to push him. He stabbed him with a fixed 5-inch blade knife. Just this picture right here is more clickbait than anything. If you're not looking at the evidence of both cases. So it's what it is. Karmelo made a horrible decision. He should have left the tent. I don't understand why he would go over there with a fixed blade knife in his bag. You just don't happen to carry a goddamn machete. You don't have to carry, you don't happen to carry that, bro. Okay, like you looking for it. I'm going under this motherfucking tent. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So nah. I'm sorry. It's what it is. I didn't make no fucking excuse. I'm saying that I'm stating the case. It's no excuse I'm making. You can't stab anybody to death for getting pushed or being asked to leave. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wanted to play the race game too, but I don't see it. Who are you? How do I sound stupid? Well, oh look, male 5479. I just read the evidence of the case. If you could explain it to me, like if I left something out based off the evidence that I read, that is I mean, how am I sounding stupid? I just read you the black and white evidence of the case, and we can pull it back up right here, dear. Like, this is the evidence. So you tell me. And please tell me what I'm getting wrong. Like, I'm not here to argue. I'm based off the case. This is what I see in black and white. I'm speaking facts, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just speak facts. Let's just look at the black and white. Look what's on the paper. So, Mail 5479, please let me know, because if I'm wrong, I want to know. Please tell me what I got wrong. Everybody, please show me what I look. You say I'm grifting. Great. What am I getting wrong? What am I missing? Show it to me. That's all I'm asking. Just please point it out. Because like I say, I'm ignorant of the case. Based off the writings and what Jim and I pulled up in the evidence, these are the facts. Okay. Travis Allen. Okay, you said folks are saying he got jumped. Okay, well, when I go back to the evidence of eyewitness testimony, we can go right here in eyewitness testimony where it said the multiple student witnesses under the Memorial High School tent testified that Anthony was asked to leave their tent up to 15 times during a rain delay. So where was the jump? Like, please tell me what I'm getting wrong. And they also had this on video surveillance. And please take the emotion out of it, bro. Please get rid of the emotion. Let's just stick to facts. If you can pull that fact out, I will recant all my statements and apologize, say that I was wrong. That's all I want to know. I'm going off fact. I'm not, listen, I went to pharmacy school a long time. I'm going off facts and not feelings. If I go off of feelings, just looking at the case without looking at any of the evidence, I'm immediately going, all white jury, black kid, he's up a river. So please, these are the evidence. If you have more evidence, if this evidence is wrong, please help me. That's all I want. So it's conflicting stories. Okay, great. I just want to see something. The video, so the surveillance footage was there. The jury views stadium surveillance that captured the entire confrontation. It showed the physical dispute, the stabbing, Anthony dropping the knife as he ran, and coaches subsequently stopping him from leaving the stadium. Now I'm going to ask you this, right? With this surveillance footage showing this, if he was getting jumped, wouldn't he be chased by some people? And that's all I want to know. Like, tell me where I'm wrong. We taking all feelings out. We want to stick to facts here. I'm the father of a black child. Okay? I'm a father of a black child. I wouldn't wish this type of pain on any parent or any parent that lost a child. So to the people that are not agreeing, calling me a grifter, just let me know. Because for instance, right? Let's just say I'm out somewhere. We could do it like a club. You got a section in the club. I come sit in your section. You say, hey man, What are you doing in my section? You need to leave my section. I say, fuck you. I ain't leaving your section. I'm gonna sit right here. Bro, you gotta leave, man. Try me and see what happens. Then you come to push me and I shoot you in your section and I run out of there. Bro, this is the facts. It's sad. I believe that the young man just made a very, very terrible decision. He acted out of, I don't know what was going on during that time, but if he was mad, I don't know. Try me and see what happens is not an invitation to attack him. Okay. So if I ask you to leave, and you say, try me and see what happens, you told me that, right? There are other people there. So you told me, try me, see what happens. I'm like, man, he tripping. What about the other guy who you didn't tell that to, who comes to you and then you stab him or shoot him? What about him? And that's true too. Like I would have, but it's the thing is, you said if you tell me to leave, I would have went and got the authorities, but they just under a high school tent. It was just a team member from an opposing team. Right? So this is just another high schooler. It's just a poor decision, bro. That's a wrap. This is damn near similar to Chud the Builder. I call you a nigga, I go and I instigate some shit, then a black person hit me, and then I shoot him. Huh? Come on, man. I'm sorry, guys. It's sad, but man, it's what it is, unfortunately. And like I say, guys, I'm trying to really look at this evidence. And as a black person, I know that the legal system can be biased. That's true too. But in this particular case, I don't know what y'all want me to say. And if I'm wrong, please provide me with some evidence that would differ in what these key findings show. What did it say? Okay. Need a lineup says you and your shorty are walking through the park under an umbrella while it's raining. Some person walks up to you to get under the umbrella. So you shove him away. Is it murder if he stabs you? I would think so. Yeah. I'm glad I found those facts. I didn't have to jump off a cliff. Hopefully this was an unbiased approach to this. I didn't even want to talk about this because it's just so damn dark. And but unfortunately, this was a horrible decision, and my prayers go out to both parents. But this was just a poor decision. And to the
Case
children,
making national headlines tonight, the emotionally charged murder trial in
don't make these poor decisions. And I think did we show this? Okay.
The case making national headlines tonight, the emotionally charged murder trial in Texas. A 19-year-old high school track star now accused of fatally stabbing a 17-year-old from a rival team during a track meet. The case now sharply dividing the community. And here's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, day one in a trial that has deeply divided a Dallas suburb and made national headlines. Karmelo Anthony, now 19, charged with first-degree murder in the stabbing death of 17-year-old fellow athlete Austin Metcalf after a confrontation at a track meet last year.
Can you be en route for the stabbing? Kirkendall Stadium press box. It's going to be a student athlete.
Prosecutors called it a sneak surprise attack, showing the jury grainy surveillance of the bleachers where it all happened that rainy morning after Anthony sat under a tent belonging to Metcalf's team. Austin's twin brother Hunter was there.
He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stopped it and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move."
And prosecutors say when Metcalf tried moving Anthony, he pulled out a knife. Metcalf's last words, "I've been stabbed," before he died in his brother's arms. But Anthony's defense arguing he acted in self-defense, reacting in a split second of fear, chaos, saying after he defended himself with the knife, he ran. He didn't stab again. He dropped the knife. The case fueling debate and racial tension. Metcalf's father has insisted it's not about race. Both families have faced threats.
To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out.
Tonight, one civil rights organization voicing outrage that there are no black jurors deciding Anthony's fate. And David, Karmelo Anthony was
this was just totally avoidable. Just walk the fuck away. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Leave. I'm out. Let me get my bag. I'm gone. Just leave. Gosh, man. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Just walk away. Lord have mercy. We don't even have to get here. Why are we even here? Just leave. You can't go triggering people and then shoot them or stab them. You can't do that shit. You can't do it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not about to, you know what I'm saying? You can't do it. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. Hey guys, I mean, I'm just trying to talk with some sense here. If you hate me, it's what it is, but it just doesn't make sense. So doesn't make sense. All right, guys. Okay, so let's run through some trending topics for the day. Let's see what's going on in these streets, in this world. Make sure, man, if y'all can pull up on me at a show or something. Wait, here's a lawyer talking. I don't know. Let's see what he's talking about.
So what kind of lawyer do you want? Do you want an aggressive junkyard dog who's going to fight for you hard? Or do you want somebody who has a reputation as, easy to get along with? The answer might surprise you. While, of course, it's important to have somebody who fights for your rights and stands up for you, if they are that aggressive junkyard dog, the risk can be that they end up being obnoxious or offensive to judges, to prosecutors, and even to juries if your case goes to trial. And so having somebody who knows how to walk that balance, who knows how to stand up for your rights and fight for you, but knows how to do it at the right time and how to do it that walk softly, carry a big stick mentality, that they have a good reputation. That makes all the difference in the world, in my opinion. I have cultivated a reputation at the courthouses in which I work as somebody who fights for their clients. And if you go to trial, I'm going to give you a hard fought trial, but who's easy to work with, easy to get along with, and reasonable. That ends up benefiting my clients. It's not something where I'm intentionally, being something I'm not in order to get prosecutors to open up and talk to me. But my reputation as easy to work with ends up benefiting my clients. Prosecutors end up.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Let's keep going. Yeah, y'all talking about this is just not, it's not it, man. Very, very sad. It's so sad, bro. Like, that boy shouldn't be in jail. Just could have just walk away. Damn.
Start your life. And that whole situation.
Let's see what Dr. Boyce Watkins has to say.
Hey, what's up? So the Karmelo Anthony trial ended with a young brother getting sent to prison for 35 years. That makes me very, very sad. His life is just starting, and prison is a terrible place to have to start your life. And that whole situation was really tragic. And what's even more tragic is not just that two young men lost their lives, but that we've made it into this political football. When I listen to my conservative friends, I hear one story. I listen to my liberal friends, I hear another story. And to be honest with you, to this point, I don't know the whole story. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know why he needed a knife at a track meet. I don't think somebody pushing you means you have to stab them. At the same time, I don't know. I mean, what the self-defense laws might say, you can respond. I don't know what would have happened if Karmelo had killed a black kid. I don't think the outrage would have been the same. If a white kid had stabbed a white kid, I don't think the outrage would have been the same. I think that we tend to politicize and racialize a lot of things, and I don't think these kids asked for that. I think that they shouldn't have even been in that situation in the first place, which is the crazy part to me. Here's what I'm going to say, and I know some people are going to like it, some people are not. I don't know what people expect from me. I can't live by that. But what I will say is I really asked myself one question. I said, where are the adults that you can lean on when you're a 17-year-old and you're getting bullied like that? A lot of us got bullied. If you grew up Gen X, you know what I'm talking about. You just live in this little world where ain't nobody really coming to save you. And you think about that kids that maybe lived in South Central in the 1980s where your bullies had AK-47s. That's got to be just scary as hell and traumatic as hell. And I went through my version of bullying, nothing with guns and knives, but still it's scary. And one of the things I really think is that this really says to me, it has to be really important. Some lady was saying, I heard a lady saying, what do I tell my son? And I said, well, maybe you tell your son to talk to an adult and have an adult intervene in those situations. I believe that all this could have been stopped if an adult, a track coach, some responsible person had been called by one of the kids to say, hey, this is going on, they're messing with me, or he won't leave the tent, whatever it is. And then the adult steps in and arbitrates, because teenagers' brains are not even fully developed. That's what makes this prison sentence so terrible. 35 years, too long, way too long. The reality is that in this world where the consequences are so great, I encourage parents to just tell your children, when you run into a situation like this, call me. I'm going to talk to the school. We're going to fix this. Anyway, my name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Feel free to leave your comments below. And I teach class in finances almost every single day. I can't do it today, but we do it almost every day. Put the word money in the comments. If you're on Instagram, I'll invite you to class. If you're not on Instagram, just go to my website, Boyce Watkins.
That was a great take by Dr. Boyce Watkins, guys. Good take. Now, I'm gonna go. I want to listen to. We're gonna listen to Roland Martin interview an attorney, Thelma Anderson, and let's just see what she has to say.
Oh, first and foremost,
Let me see. Let's see what we get.
The one thing that I would ask for people to do at this moment is pray for the Anthony family, because they have been legally lynched for the last year, and more so by this slaughterhouse of a courthouse, as well as the family of the Metcalfs. So the energy right now is very white supremacy. They have shown up to be the pigs that they display with hate. They are celebrating the loss of life and the loss of freedom. So that's the energy. We have a devastated family who didn't know that they was going to have to let their son go back into a holdover because we have an overzealous prosecutor who lied throughout this trial, who put on liars as witnesses in order to be a saving grace for the white community so that they can win an election. That's what it feels like right now.
We already see the prosecutor made clear that he wants it to be a long sentencing.
What I heard from this man today is indicative of why it's important that it's people that look like us that are in courtrooms like that. This man disregarded human life the entire trial. He invoked race. He equated Dallas County as being the ghetto, opposed to Frisco being safe. They propagandaed a photo of the deceased with Black people around praying, saying this is.
You see, this is what I'm saying. She's speaking more from feelings and not just looking at the facts of the evidence, what we just looked at. So if you're saying, you know, these witnesses were these witnesses not the children that were there? And if so, can you prove that? Because we have a dead child. There's a dead child. So everything you say, you need to prove.
Community, they use us as a prop in order to pitch their lynching. This man has been known to be an overzealous prosecutor when it comes to us. He see us as what was that?
Right, but it's a dead child.
Statement that free labor.
Right, but the child, there's a dead child. There's a body. That's what I'm saying. We have to pay attention to what's going on. I need evidence and facts, not feelings.
That's what he see us as. So I'm not surprised that this prosecutor, who has unethical background, would get up there.
So let's just remove color. Well, what if both parties are Black? What if Karmelo stabbed a Black child? Would this be the same? Would you have this same stance?
And ask for the max when he know that this was self-defense.
God. I know you ain't talking to you. Yeah, I didn't make up no excuse. I know you ain't talking to me. Yeah, that's not factual, bro. We got to stick to facts.
Let her talk.
Let me see this. And look, everybody that got kids, regardless of color, just think of your child being Austin Metcalf and you trying to listen to this shit. So
Let them talk. See, that happened here today. We can't hear. All right. I said it's a former prosecutor. This was a legal lynching that happened in this slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse. This is not a courthouse. This courthouse has designed when you would come here and you look like us, slaughter you. That judge intentionally seeks the lynching that happened here today. We can't hear.
how is it illegal lynching and it's a dead child? And you didn't prove that there was no way that self-defense was even proved. It wasn't proved. That doesn't make sense. Oh, Lord, let me get off this. All right, it's time to switch this up. Let's find something light to talk about. Boy, it's a dark news day today. Ain't it? It's dark right now. I would have given it. I don't think I. It's hard to even say. Like when you think of the sentencing, I want to say, 35 years. Could we lessen the sentence to maybe 15? But then I got to think about the parents who lost that child too. So, thanks, Nita Lineup. Shout out to Nita Lineup for the $2 salute. We got a $2 super chat from Nita Lineup. Appreciate that, bro. Not even a folding knife, y'all. It wasn't a pocket knife. That shit was a blade. Mm, mm, mm. It was a straight blade, y'all. Now that Rick Child's ass needs to be in jail. That Chinese dude that shot that baby, he definitely need to be in jail. Period. The end. $5.40 Dre. True. I feel y'all, man, but I going until somebody can show me the evidence of the fact. But here's the thing: 540 Dre. The other team had a tent, so there was a tent for his team too. But he went under the other team's tent. So explain to me why he wasn't at his tent. I'm sorry, y'all. Mm.
cause for it. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys.
Oh, Lord. Mm. Bro, it wasn't no. They said it was in the evidence. It said it was a 5-inch regular bladed knife. Can we see the knife? Let's see if we can pull the knife up. I'm gonna show y'all the knife. They say this the knife. Hmm. Oh, that's the knife, y'all. No, that's not true. That's not true. We've already pulled up the evidence. I remove this. Remove this. That's not true. Yeah, that's not true. Let me show you. The weapon. The prosecution displayed the weapon used in the killing. While misinformation claimed it's a hard multi-tool or cleat sharpener, they presented a 5-inch fixed blade knife. It was a fixed blade knife. That was the knife that was recovered at the scene of crime with the young man who passed blood on it. A 5-inch fixed blade knife. That's what it was. Sorry. They should have done this case where you don't see, you know the names of the people, but you don't see the race. And you just present facts. Mm. Well, I'm done. I think it's a wrap, guys. We're going to wrap this up. I don't have nothing else to talk about. We've been on here an hour, 21 minutes. So I think this is it, guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm out. My name's LeVar Walker. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to have a great, great time. This is the end of this. I appreciate you too. Nothing but love. Love all y'all. Y'all check out the show. Check out my comedy, please. But we're going to keep rocking on, man. Shout out to everybody for pulling up. See you guys tomorrow or later on today. Goodbye. And goodbye and God bless.